Tomorrow afternoon, somewhere in the world, you are going to walk into a store. You will pick up a product. You will look at the price tag. And the price tag will say $9.99. You will buy it. You will not blink. You will not even notice that for some strange reason, almost every price you have seen in your entire life ends in 9. $9.99, $19.99, $49.99. Walk into any supermarket on earth, and over 60% of every price you see ends in 9. Less than 8% end in a clean whole number. Have you ever stopped to ask, who decided that? Who in the entire history of money sat down and said, from now on prices will end in $9.99? And here is the wildest part. The reason this happened, the actual reason every supermarket on earth uses prices ending in 9, has almost nothing to do with you. It was not invented to fool the customer. It was invented to catch employees stealing money out of the cash register. Tonight, the strangest, smallest, most invisible trick in modern retail. A saloon owner in 19th century Ohio. A psychology experiment at MIT that nobody believed. And the reason your own brain has been reading prices wrong every single day for your entire life. Let's begin. To understand the trick, you have to go to a saloon. Dayton, Ohio, 1879. The owner is a man named James Ritty, a successful businessman who sells whiskey, beer, and cigars. He has lots of customers. But James Ritty has a problem. At the end of every single week, when he counts the money in his cash drawer, the math does not add up. He knows roughly how many drinks were sold. He knows roughly how much each one cost. And the money in the drawer is always mysteriously a little less than it should be. His bartenders are skimming. A nickel here, a dime there, a few quarters at the end of a busy Saturday night. By the end of the year, James Ritty is losing what would today be the equivalent of tens of thousands of dollars. In 1879, Ritty takes a steamship across the Atlantic. On the boat, he wanders into the engine room and sees a brass machine that automatically counts every single revolution of the ship's propeller and stamps the number on a paper tape. He runs back to Ohio and patents his idea within a year. A machine for a shop that every time you made a sale, automatically printed the price on a paper tape and rang a loud bell that everybody could hear. He calls it Ritty's Incorruptible Cashier. Today you know it as the cash register. But here is the part almost no one knows. The cash register on its own was not enough to stop theft, because a clever bartender could still take $3 from a customer, ring up $2 on the register, and pocket the missing one. To really catch the bartender stealing, you needed one more thing. You needed every single sale to require giving change. You needed every single price in the entire shop to end in a strange number. A number that would force the cashier to open the drawer, to count out coins, to leave a paper trail. A number that would catch them every single time. The first big retailer to do this, on a mass scale, was a department store in Philadelphia called Wanamaker's. The year is 1896. John Wanamaker, the founder, is watching his employees steal from his registers, and he fights back with an idea so quietly effective it has lasted over 130 years. He tells his store managers, from now on, almost every single price tag in this building will end in 9 cents or 99 cents or any number that forces the customer to receive change. No more clean prices. No more $5 shirts. From now on, it is $4.99 or $7.98 or $12.97. Because the moment the customer hands over a $5 bill for a $4.99 shirt, the cashier is forced to open the register, count out 1 penny, give it back as change. The sale is now permanently recorded, and the cashier can no longer pocket the money. Macy's adopts the same idea within a year, then Sears, then every department store in America. Within 20 years, almost every retail price in the United States ends in 9, 8, or 7, and nobody on the customer side knows why. Now this is where the story gets really strange. Somewhere in the second half of the 20th century, retailers start to notice something completely accidental. Customers who saw a price ending in 9 were buying more than customers who saw the same product at a round number, even when the actual difference was 1 single penny. Nobody had designed this. The whole $9.99 system had been invented originally just to catch sticky-fingered employees. But somehow the customer was buying more anyway. Something was happening inside the human brain that nobody could explain yet. Let me show you, in the simplest way possible, what is happening inside your head when you look at a price. Imagine two shirts hanging side by side in a store. The first shirt says $4.99. The second says $5.00. Logically, those two prices are basically the same, 1 cent cheaper. But your brain does not work logically. Your brain reads from left to right. It sees the leftmost digit first, and it commits to it. The first shirt is in the 4-something family. The second is in the 5-something family. 1 cent difference in reality, one whole dollar difference in your head. Researchers at MIT and the University of Chicago tested this. They printed 3 versions of the exact same mail-order catalog with the exact same women's shirt at 3 prices: $34, $39, $44. The result is one of the strangest things in retail history. The $39 shirt outsold the $34 shirt by 24%. People bought more of the more expensive shirt only because the price ended in 9. In 1999, financial journalist William Poundstone compiled 8 separate studies on this effect from different decades in different countries. The average sales boost from a price ending in 9 compared to a round number was 24%, in some categories up to 60%. Researchers gave this effect a name. They call it the left digit effect. Today, around 61% of every single retail price in every single store in almost every country on earth ends in the digit 9. Less than 8% end in a clean whole number, which means almost every single price you have ever seen in your entire life has been engineered to use your own brain against you. Not by accident, not by tradition, by a strategy that started in a Philadelphia department store in 1896. So here is the trick in one clean sentence. When you read a price ending in 9, your brain is not seeing a number. It is seeing a story. And the story has been written very carefully to make you feel like you are getting a deal. Now, here is where it gets a little uncomfortable. Because once you know about the left digit effect, you start to notice that almost every modern industry is built on top of it. When you go online to buy a flight, the price says $199, not $200. When you sign up for a software subscription, the price says $9.99 a month, not $10. When you check the interest rate on your credit card, it says 19.99%, not 20. Each of those small endings on its own is almost invisible, but added up across a lifetime, you have been making thousands of small decisions that felt like a deal, but were almost identical to the round number you would have rejected. And here is the part that almost nobody talks about. Many big retailers have what is internally called a price endings policy. Items at full price end in 9. Items on clearance end in 7, or sometimes 1. Items about to be discontinued end in 5. If you walk into a Walmart or a Costco today and look at the last digit of every price tag, you can almost map out what the store is trying to push, what it is trying to clear, and what is about to disappear. All from a single digit at the very end of a number that you have been ignoring your entire life. So how big is this, really? Global retail sales today are estimated at around $27 trillion per year. If 60% of those sales involve prices ending in 9, and the left digit effect bumps up demand by, on average, 24%, then we are talking about trillions of dollars in extra revenue every single year, generated by a strategy that was originally invented to stop bartenders from stealing nickels. No central authority decided this. No government passed a law. No corporation issued a memo. It is just an idea started by one man named John Wanamaker in 1896 that quietly walked itself into every single shop, every single screen, every single price tag in the entire world. And nobody, when you look down at the price tag of a $4.99 shirt, is going to tell you that. You have to spot it yourself every single time. Here is the part I think about more often than I probably should. Once your brain learns to spot the 9, you start seeing it absolutely everywhere. You look at the price of a streaming service, $9.99. You look at the price of a meal at a casual restaurant, $14.98. You look at the cost of a phone bill, $79.99. You look at the price of a new car, $29,999. The strange thing is, all of these prices were designed specifically to make your brain ignore one digit, the most important digit in the entire number, the one on the right. 1896, in a quiet department store in Philadelphia, a man named John Wanamaker drew a thin line in the air, and the line said, "Prices will end in 9. No more clean numbers." 130 years later, that line is still there. On every single screen, on every single shelf, on every single decision you make about money, every single day. So the next time you walk into a store, the next time you scroll through Amazon, the next time you sign up for a streaming service, look at the very last digit of the price and ask yourself, who decided that and why? The honest answer is the small digit at the end of the price is not for you. It never was. Right now, that means this video did its job. This channel is about exactly that. We dig into the quiet corners of how money actually moves through the modern world, and we make them simple for anybody. If you want more stories like this one, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.